I mean, you always rode around the streets, but street is like a way different thing now. It's way better and way like more creative now, but it was mostly like riding on the street to get to the dirt area where you like made jumps, and it was just all about jumping. That's kind of like was the whole thing, like tabletop, like building tabletop jumps, you know. And then I got into racing just because I liked riding the tracks, you know, and I wasn't big enough to really dominate on any level, you know, but I still liked racing. No, it's kind of weird. I wasn't into that at all. I was like, I didn't even pay attention into dialing my bike in ever. I just abused it and rode. Yeah, now I'm into that, you know, but I didn't have as much patience as a kid, so. My first bike was a Scorpion. It's kind of like a mid-grade BMX, like a race bike. Well, there was no difference back then between race bikes and like jumping bikes or whatever, you know what I mean? It was all the same thing. So, and then I stepped up to Cook Brothers, which was like a nice bike. It's probably this thing I have. It's a cruiser called a Phase 1, a CW Phase. It's got the lightning bolt on the down tube, and it's a cruiser. They didn't make very many of the 24-inch. And then I have a couple like one-of-a-kind bikes that were like bikes that were owned by ex-pros, you know. Nina!
What up? How's it going?
I didn't recognize that was you.
I didn't even know it was you either. I saw the drop bars.
Baby face.
Oh, totally.
No, get that out of there.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just in the process of trying to finish my new record. And so that all I've been doing is making music and at home and not touring as much. But I'm gonna start touring more now because the album will come out and I want to promote it. Probably music, yeah, right now. Like the architecture thing's all mellow because I finished my place like, you know, a couple years ago. And I ride bikes every day, so, but that's just because I need to get exercise. I listen to a lot of old music. Old just jazz and soul and funk and soundtracks, and yeah, I mean, I only spin vinyl still, so yeah, I mean, records are kind of a trip now because they don't really make too many, so the majority of records that I buy are usually like old, you know, or like reissues of things that are old that I can't find the originals to, because they're just too good of a deal, you know. I feel like even if I found the original, the reissue is maybe like $12, $15, or $20 for an album that the original costs hundreds, you know. So I feel like it's still okay to have the, you know. And the reissues, ultimately, there aren't that many of them, you know. That's just a really hard one for me because really, I probably own like 10,000 records myself, you know, and there's many more that I don't own that I still consider important, you know. So I would just, I mean, I would say to just really be open to expanding your horizons, you know, and I don't know, listen to Herbie Hancock. That's a good person to like get some Herbie Hancock. Old or like up to like 75. There's such a small percentage of like out of hip hop that comes out now that's good, but so I always go by what am I listening to right now, like what album am I listening to, like is there a new album, and I'm listening to Prodigy, HNIC2, which is like the only album I know of that like I like that's out right now. So I mean, I feel like for me that was the key to like just understanding music, because I'm really not a musician, even though I make music and like original compositions, but I'm really not a musician. Like I can't sit down on the keyboards or play guitar or whatever. So I felt like understanding like the history of the music that I liked and all the history of like the samples and the people that created the music behind that. And really I didn't know this, but that music is the most really fulfilling to you know, and you get the most out of it. It's like, got the combination to like what's good now, you know, and you just have to sort of like pull little bits of influence from it, you know.
Yeah.
I probably gave you way more than you wanted. You'll have to like get up in there and edit it and make me sound right. Come on, Patrick.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, for sure.